So I bought some tickets to the Bob's Burgers movie, right? And my wife and I, we get to the theater yesterday. We get up to the front to the check-in, and I had bought tickets for the day prior. I remember a time when movies came out on Friday, but apparently I bought a ticket for Thursday. I explained to the lady what happened, and she goes like, "Oh, it happens all the time." I don't know if she was just trying to make me feel better. At this point, the movie is like about to start. So she's basically like, "All right, well, I could give you one of the spots like in the handicap row if you want." And I was sort of like, I didn't know how I really felt about that. But then I saw that like there was a seat available like dead smack in the middle in the handicap row. And I was like, yeah, we'll take that. And we go in, and my wife is kind of like, should we feel guilty about this? I'm like, probably. But I mean, the movie officially started, like, the advertisements have been going for about 5 minutes. It's like, I don't see anybody here, so I think we're good. And there were no handicapped people there. So we basically had the best seat in the house to watch the Bob Burger movie. So how was the movie? It was great. I mean, I would have been very disappointed if it wasn't. The movie was like a lot bigger. It was a lot more cinematic. There were a lot more like, kind of close up shots for dramatic effect, and they incorporated a little bit of computer here and there. It was also like more like a mystery. Other than that, the vibe was completely the same, and frankly, I wouldn't have it any other way. Bob's Burgers is like medicine for the human soul. It's just such a gentle show. If you're ever in a horrible mood, that is what you should watch. So they're a week away from delinquency on payments for basically all of their kitchen supplies, which is how they make their living. And the bank is about to seize that from them, but they're like, hey, you know what? There's this big event that's coming up at the Wonder Wharf, so we'll just sell like hell and it'll be great. And then a gigantic sinkhole just occurs right in front of their store and nobody can get around it. Luis finds something in the sinkhole which furthers the plot even more. There's something going on with every single character. Gene has developed a new instrument, which is basically like a spoon attached to a napkin dispenser on either side. It makes this like twanging sound when he hits it, and he's starting to doubt his abilities as a musician, and starting to doubt if his career will ever take off. Louise is basically, somebody calls her a baby for wearing the rabbit ears, and she is kind of fighting with herself about whether or not she is in fact a baby, and she feels this need to like kind of prove herself. Obviously, Bob and Linda are trying to keep the restaurant open. Tina wants to ask Jimmy Jr. to be her like summer boyfriend, but she's too chicken. She doesn't know what's going to happen. So there's just like all this stuff. I don't want to like spoil anything, but I'll tell you about this one scene where there's like a car chase underneath the Wonder Wharf, and there's a bunch of like carousel horses set up, and Bob's being chased, and he like drives the car through the carousel horses, and Tina's in the back seat, and she's like, no, 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 no. It was really, really funny. It was just a really feel good movie. It was like a musical, and none of the music was annoying. It had the total vibe of the show. Like I said, it's just like an extended story. They made it bigger. They incorporated enough characters. There were some characters that just made little appearances, but I'm kind of glad that they really just focused on the story at hand, because there's just too many characters. You can't go through them all. But here's hoping that they make a Bob's Burger too. I really had a lot of fun going to see this on the big screen, and it's 110% worth it. It's really funny. People in the audience, everybody loved it. There was a lot of laughs when the movie was over. People clapped. Just a really feel good movie. Everything that you could possibly want from a Bob's Burger movie. So has my fullest recommendation. All right, guys, that's all she wrote.